What's up guys, it's Hector from Not Too Nerdy. Welcome back to another video. It's been a little while since I posted a video, but I've been playing a lot of games lately. The more recent games that I just beat was Astro's Playroom and also Spider-Man Miles Morales. Those two games were a lot of fun. Miles Morales was really good. I really enjoyed the artwork, the art design, the way it looks. It looks way more detailed than the first one. The powers for Miles is just way better than Spider-Man. I hate to say it, I love Spider-Man, and the combos that you could complete are pretty cool. They're actually unique and you could do a lot of different things when you're fighting an enemy, which is really cool. I completed that game. It's at 96%. There's nothing left on the map for me to do. I do have some trophies to complete. In order for me to even platinum the game, you have to beat in New Game Plus mode, I believe. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I may do in the future, but for right now, I'm pretty content where I am. I did enjoy the game. There's nothing left on the map, so I'm good with that. I'll move on to another game. I still got Demon Souls I have to beat. So I want to talk about Miles Morales because, as you guys know, my first live stream, the game crashed hard on me when I got my replacement console from GameStop, and that only happened one time. Since then, it did happen again, and that was actually towards the end of my gameplay. So it actually happened to me on that one mission where you're trying to web sling as quickly as you can through a bunch of rings, and all of a sudden, as soon as I started that mission, the game froze on me. I was able to go to home screen and just close out Spider-Man and then reopen it, and it worked fine, but it was kind of weird when it happened. But you could definitely tell it happened on the game's end of it, right? It was definitely software related. It had nothing to do with the console itself. So besides that, there's been no other issues with this console, no matter what game I've been playing. This console was manufactured in November. So the fact is, manufactured in November, I think that a lot of consoles before that had some issues. So hopefully that means that any consoles that people get from now on should be okay. And I'm hoping that's the case. I'm not too sure though. That's why I'm asking you guys, how's your console doing right now? Let me know in the comments down below if you're still having issues with your console, and are you on your second console, or is this still the first console? I suggested in my last video for you to contact Sony and actually get them replaced. I still stand by that. I think it's best for you to replace it because I've had a lot of fun with the console itself, the new console I got, and the original two that I got did not work. So if you're still on your first console and you're having a lot of errors, definitely go to your second console. Now, I want to talk about something else that people have been having issues with now, and that's actually the DualSense controller. I personally have not had any issues with the DualSense controller. I think that it's a really good controller. I think it's probably the best controller right now, in my opinion. I like it a lot better than the Xbox Series X controller. I definitely like it better than the Xbox One controller. The Xbox 360 controller, it's question though, because I don't know which one of these I actually like better, because I still think the Xbox 360 controller may be the best controller ever made. Not too sure though, because this one is pretty close to that, so it's a toss-up for me between the two. But it's definitely better than the Series X controller and also an Xbox One X, in my opinion. As for the controller itself, people are having issues with the trigger buttons. I kind of understand why they're having issues with the trigger button, okay? It's because it does add resistance in certain games, right? So as I'm playing, let's say Spider-Man, as I'm going through the city and web slinging through the city, there's more tension on the trigger itself depending on what you're doing, right? So if you're actually swinging on it, the lower you get, there's more tension. Sony's doing this based on what they think you're going to press the button or how hard they think you're going to press the button. But the problem is, no one presses the same way, right? So you may have someone that actually plays the game and they lightly press the button. But what about people that are pretty aggressive with their button presses? Let's say if they try to press as quickly as they can before they die or something like that, right? So they press that button as hard as they could because they're trying to do it quicker. Next thing you know, they're pressing it harder than what Sony expected them to press it. So if there's any resistance that's going against them and they're fighting against that resistance, it has a chance to break the piece that's inside of it. Now, I've seen other videos of where people actually open it and they show there's actual plastic inside of there. So that plastic can probably break. And I understand now why people are seeing it wear out or break, is because they may be pressing it harder than what Sony expects you to press it. Is this a big issue right now? I don't think so. I don't think too many people are going to run into this issue. Is it going to be something that people may have an issue with in the future? Possibly. I hope not, but I can honestly see now why people have that issue. There's no excuse for why it's breaking though. We don't know how people are taking care of it. It could still be a matter of people dropping a controller, then they're picking it up, and later it breaks when they press the button. So we don't know exactly what's going on, but I am hearing more stories of people complaining about the controller breaking, and I honestly can see how they could break in the future, definitely. Hopefully it's nothing too big. Hopefully it's something that they already see and the next line of these DualSense will be even better. I'm not too sure. Besides that, I am loving the controller though. The way it feels great, and it actually works really well, and it really feels good when you're actually playing games with it. So let me know in the comments down below if you're one of those people that notice anything weird about your DualSense controller. Let me know in the comments down below. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. If you're new to my channel, definitely subscribe. It's Hector from Not Too Nerdy. I'm out. See you, YouTube.